welcome back, everyone.
Wow.
Here for another day of cultivation.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. How much time do we have ahead of William Poe?
I think it's like 3 weeks and 5 days, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, Poe. Gosh.
Alrighty, and we are on the moon, I see.
For now.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. No big deal.
I was making some sick beats.
Nice.
Yeah, we did a couple days on the moon, so if you want to join us in those last couple days to get some montage action going on.
Otherwise, about 90% of the time, I was in the training yard, and you could get montage there, but I think that you're mostly training in your vault at the moment, or you were beforehand.
Let's. Last thing I remember doing was we were talking about the upcoming tournament, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's not a good idea for me to join the tournament, and one of the things I can go into my vault and keep training, but the last thing that let's see, I could finish the last book, but I would still need to do the physical, actual implementation of what I've learned. Because, let's see. And then I would, let's see, what's the math for DTS on basically a month? 2, 3 per day.
18 times however many days.
Okay, gotcha.
666 for downtime scenes. You can subtract that, make that 12 if you want to rest the day, but you don't really need rest.
Well, he needs to get his sun.
Gotta get his tan, man.
Okay. Okay, so I remember that I both enjoy having access to the notes, and at the same token, every time I can normally on my character sheet just hit exit and it'll save it, and then on my notes, not so much. Study of the Breath, I was through 2 of them, and not entirely sure how many points into the third one, but I know I was at least through 2. Do you all chat? But let's see.
Yeah.
Hey. Almost.
May.
Huh.
Closer. I remember the recommended by the beating hearts, language, listening to the hearts. And okay, one more page should be close to where I was. That's the emotion wheel.
Yeah, Lyron has emotions.
Emotions. Yes, I do.
Emotional damage.
He does take emotional damage. It's true.
I do, in fact, take emotional damage. Stab myself in the chest in order to remove my fear.
Let's do it this way. Yeah. It was like 4 days free, 3 days with. Yep, good. In times.
4 days, 3 days with ship good.
Yeah. You don't know about ship good?
I know about Moon good.
Okay, here we go.
So you have wrong. 324 DTA for ship good and 45 DTA after ship good.
Okay. For the sake of just getting faster on all of this, I have copied down what I know that I had, and I will leave the 1250 for the last chapter of, let's see, study of breath, beating hearts, circulation of life, and sustaining resources and energies. That's the last one that I have on that section of the book. And so 324 DTA. Okay. After. So 378 is what I need to roll?
Looks good.
Or is that?
I mean, those are just days. Those are your things, your actions you can do.
Gotcha. Okay, so. Okay. And. Okay. Now I gotta remember the bonuses from Mini Lore Keeper. Spirit Bone 15% reduction. I think the 15 or the numbers that I have already implement that one.
So Matt, I thought every time he had a star for his spirit bone, it went up by 10%. Besides the last one.
Oh yeah.
So William, it should be 20% from your spirit bone plus whatever lore keeper gives you.
So, okay. I think it would have. I think Lore
Well, I
Keeper
think
only
it
gave me
was. I
5.
think they were 5% per bone.
Oh, I just thought it was 10 from the original, but yeah, we can do it 5.
Well, I don't want all the bones to give down to 90% because you couldn't. Yeah, let me check the original text. Because it should be, unless you upgraded it.
No, I don't
Because
think
it
you-
stacks 5%.
I thought it was because I remember a caveat there being like you can't get 100%, which made it 10% each for every star.
I think I made it 5% because I wanted around 50 because there's other things like your intelligence.
Yeah, make it 5. I just thought it was. I thought
Reinforcement.
it was 10.
Well, the intelligent reinforcement and as well as some other things you can pick up also reduce the percentage. So if you had 90%, like barely anything would be required to make sure that everything is free. So.
Um,
Ah,
the
oh,
let's
it
see.
is 10%.
Yes. Now make this change now to make it 5% each.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna do 5%.
Okay,
Percent per star.
Yes.
gotcha. So would I be at 15 or would I be at 10?
10.
10. Okay, let me change that.
Oof. That was close.
Your own 10%. Lore Keeper provides me 5%.
So 15% total.
Yeah. So 15% subtract or do the math. 1250 times 0.85, 1062 and a half, 1063, rounding up. Okay. Okay, so no steady hands, eye for details. Gain additional DOS perception based. Roll equal to your intelligence. No, that's just perception. Night fighter, tree tricks. Dodge, gift of the deep. Student. This is. Would this be qualified under student of the forbidden? I forget. I apologize.
Your student of Forbidden helps you learn Forbidden lores. Isn't that what it is?
Yes.
Then
What'd you say?
yes, if it applies, if it's a forbidden.
I was wanting to make sure that it was. Otherwise, that's a +3 +30. So I'm just like, that's kind of big. Star pupil when learning under a master, +2 +20, so 5 and 50. Memory palace doesn't do anything. Devoidance doesn't do anything. I read good, +10 +1, so 6 and 60. Haven't done anything there. The poison bone itself does not grant me a bonus to learning, which makes sense. Poison heart, tomb. Just that's just the list. Okay. And okay. So in total, +6, +60. I don't have anybody assisting me or doubling anything at this time. Because I remember there's somebody one of you guys has something to where I could double my progress and bonus.
It's quadruple your progress
Yeah.
now.
Double.
Oh dear. Okay.
From one source,
Yes.
From one source, yes.
not the whole pile.
Yeah. So if you had
That would,
+5, it would be
The-
+20.
What? Well,
So if
yeah.
it wasn't from one source right now, that would actually be a net negative for what I was currently buffing it for, though, Matt.
Mhm.
Because it would just make that penalty impossible to deal with.
I just want to clarify. Do I have access to a quadruple?
Are you with
We're in the
us?
training yard most of the time.
Understood.
That's the question.
Yeah,
For
I'm
that and
guessing
maybe 4 that
no.
are in the ship.
I'm guessing no, just because all of that is I keep in the poison vault because I don't know what it could do outside of the poison vault. But and then what does besides the 5% that lore keeper grants on the subtraction of the total, what bonus does lore keeper grant?
I think they gave you for learning books.
Yes.
Da-da-da. Let's see. Oh, well, here.
Okay, that's yeah.
So yeah,
Alrighty.
if you were with us, and then having that would be a plus 40 bonus progress because it's the one source.
So I haven't gained any currency. Is there how much would it cost to upgrade my communication station like back in this before times that William is catching up in and upgrade it so my montage hero applies to any member that is able to communicate with me through the orrery. Wait, they can't right. You can't right now. Never mind.
All good. So plus 16 plus 160 per roll. And that would just be intelligence based. I don't quite have an actual forbidden lore skill of poisons yet. Which I should work on that. But
If I remember correctly, you were just using intelligence to do
gotcha.
the thing, do the do.
Awesome.
Nice 5.
Damn. Yeah, almost. Target 254. That's one of 378, so 377. And
Can you write
then
down your total
17.
bonus and everything in chat?
Yeah, so total bonus
I don't really care about the modifier, just how many you're getting per.
16 prog. Total bonus plus 16 progress. So technically 17, and I'm just starting at 0 because I didn't keep better notes. So 17 there, and then 17 per, and I'm proud unless I get 100, so I'll be 10. Is this DTS or DTA? Because I feel like it would be DTS.
It's a DTA per.
DTA to train,
For the book, yeah. It's like any other training.
but I thought that would.
Because you're reading the book, right?
Yeah, wouldn't that be a downtime scene, not a downtime action? Or wouldn't that be 6 downtime actions?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Per downtime scene.
Yeah.
And there's 3
Okay.
downtime scenes per day. You got 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. All right. 10 DTS, which equals 30 DTA, which would leave 347 DTA remaining. And then upslice are 10 D100. Oh, less than 254. Okay. 17 a pop, 170. Hang on a second. So wouldn't I need for the one that I did there, if it's a full DTS to do that, that would actually be, instead of 378, it'd be 375.
So hold on. Why are you saying DTS for doing your unless because you don't add like you don't put six
It's
together and then roll one. That's an interesting way to do it, but what you're doing is you're doing
it's
six per downtime scene, six rolls of intelligence.
okay. So alrighty. I
You could do
thought
it
that
this way. You
for
could do 10 per because there's 30 DTA for you could do this two more times and then you'd have your 10 downtime scenes worth.
it was mostly and it's been a few weeks. I apologize, but I thought for DTS, which would be one training scene,
Right.
that it was just one roll. But yeah, no, never mind. I think I see where I'm messing up because it would be 6 DTA for that one DTS. So I need to be rolling 180 then, if I'm doing 10. No, 60 DTS.
You've done
There's 60
11 out of
DTA.
your 347 so far.
11, 347. Mhm. So it would be 30 DTA. So I could, if I was doing 30 DTA, I'd just do this two more times.
What I would do is good job on the one. Is I would say 16 or sorry, the amount you have that for that book divided by 16, and that's how
Mhm.
many downtime actions you would need to do to finish that book.
Gotcha. Mm, so back to calculator. Zero six three divided by 16 yields
You
66.
can literally do the math in chat. If you do a /R,
Oh.
it does math for you.
063 divided by 16 yields 66. 67 round up.
Correct.
I just did
You've done
30.
31 so far.
Yeah, 31. Got a 1.
How many narrative points do you have right now? 4.
You don't always have to throw your narrative points at the one.
It's true. It's true.
And it sometimes it doesn't help. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Sounds good. I'll just leave it. Just because I'm not even sure right now. And so I got another 30 to do. 31, so 35. Because that would put me at 66. If I did another 35, so 36, and I would definitely get it. So /R 36, or yeah, 36 D100 less than. Sorry, I'm having to shake off all the rust. And another one.
Nice.
299. So that was close.
Yeah. Yes, the 99s.
All right. And let's see. According to the math, that should be enough to make that happen, because that should be 67. That's 30, 36, 66 plus the one that I did, so that's 67. That should be more than enough to get the last bit of the study of breath, beating hearts, and the circulation of life sustaining resources and energies.
You have completed it then. Yes.
Yes, except for active and applied research.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What does the book say from the parts of circulation of life or circulation of life sustaining resources and energies?
All right. So
Uh, does Tonk pass out?
yeah, he's sleeping.
Gotcha. Gonna just kind of make sure his vitals are okay. Make sure that it's just sleeping and he doesn't deteriorate.
Hmm. Doesn't seem like it.
Okay, good. Well, okay. Now I know what it does. Um, he gives like a side eye at Radio Demon. Have a good day. Um, hmm. Well, Master, my first creation was successful. Hmm. How many do you think well, specifically the lung one? I have to figure out how to slow down my breathing and control my breath, don't I? Rather than just making poisons. Hello?
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, in the study of breath applied research, it's wanting me to stop breathing and or slowing, and that's the applied research I need to do, isn't it? Well, I assume that's what it is.
Most likely.
And while creating the poison for the knockout is good, it doesn't actually help there.
No, it does. It helps. Helps you understand.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because there are certain physiques that react differently to different poisons. There are certain conditions. Also, your spirit bone affects all poisons, including ones that do not kill, but it increases the potency. There's a lot going on.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Uh, Poison key, toxic, X, lingering. Poison applies a damage effect from failing resist a toxic roll. Applies again next round. Yeah. Hmm. Alrighty. Hmm. Let's see. Would it be? I'm unsure if I should try to master a set of poisons or to continue to learn as many poisons as I can, or I'm unsure of what progress or I'm unsure what progress will look like to get the next key or the next spirit bone ranking and to reduce the poison in myself.
Hmm. You still talking to Lorekeeper?
Yes.
Well, just follow the recipes as they pat you on the head, and you decide when you're done with the study. I'm gonna sit here and watch you poison people. It'll be fun.
When you say it like that. Okay. Well, I, I'll go to 81 Venoms.
Where is that? Oh. Hmm.
Hi.
Hello.
Your name would dictate that this might not be exactly up your alley, but I think just wanting to know a little bit more of what you know, what you have.
They blink two glowing green eyes at you. That was very informative.
I guess, well, I just looking for as much as I can. Well, what do you think
Well,
of this? And I'll hand him a vial of one of the batch that I made.
before I look at this,
Hmm.
try and, when you approach someone, be a little bit more informative. Because basically, our conversation thus far is, I'm not really sure, but I want to test to see if you think I know what you think I know, and if I don't, share it with me.
Yes. It,
Really?
what?
Never mind. Well, you properly brewed it. That's nice. I hand it back. I mean, it's one of the basic recipes.
Testing's really hard. Um,
No, it's
and I
not.
successfully did it, but it, well, didn't exactly go the way that I planned.
Why?
Do you have advice for how you test?
Am I trying to gain a mass amount of knowledge, or am I trying to gain very pointed knowledge?
Trying to administer without feeling bad about it? Because, well,
You will never not feel bad about it. If you have a
hmm,
soft and weak heart, this is not your path.
I'd rather just use enemies rather than allies, or potential allies even.
What makes them enemies?
Ah, hmm. The ones that I had in mind, I would say enemies because they would be actively working against mm, both me and people that I care about.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people out there that don't know or don't want to do anything with you. But if you need an enemy, go make an enemy.
Mm.
then they'll actively be trying to stop you or interfere or whatever. Look, if you want to test your poison on a whole bunch of people, go contaminate the water source or the food. You go into the kitchen, you fuck around with it. Don't get caught though. And you sit back and watch. The basic poisons are the most malleable. For me, if I were to make that, that's just a base plate. It does kind of a knockout, but it's more of an enhanced sleeping draught. So if you ever have a hard time going to sleep or sleeping, you can drink that safely, and you'll get sleep. But what if it gives you nightmares? Or what if it gives you sleep apnea or respiratory problems develop while you're sleeping? Well, you can fiddle with the original recipe, a smidge. Make it less safe.
I appreciate the insight.
I mean, you can even use it in combat if you want to like inject people with it, or if you turn it into a contact absorption where you splash it on them and it absorbs through the skin, or you can try and aerosolize it, so you just spray them. A lot of ways.
How do you deal with, or do you even attempt to gain resistances to what you make?
And yes, I do. I mean, if you can't handle your own poisons, that's not great. As a poisoner, you're more likely to poison yourself than others, at least at the beginning. You know, having a physique that resists that would be good.
I think, well, this is something that I want to figure out eventually, but Chun will take an empty vial and cut into his hand and try to get some of his black goop poison. And you might find this either interesting, maybe pointless, but yeah, it's trying to figure out how to currently get resistance to this and master it in my own way. Proving difficult, but never was. I didn't think it would be easy, but maybe something you might find interesting. Anywho, I'm gonna go make some more things.
Sure. Enjoy.
Mm, I'll go ahead and take a shot of one of my poisons. It's used. Not sure how much DTA that's going to waste, but you want me to make a toughness test?
For drinking your own
Yes,
with a plus 20.
plus 20. Would it be plus and then minus?
No,
Or okay.
because the negative you apply to others doesn't apply to you. You feel really sleepy and are knocked out for a DTA.
DTA. Got it. Okay. Um. Hmm. I'm going to continue to do that again and again until I either run out of poison or I succeed in some way. I'll get a lot of sleep. Oh, hey, I succeed.
You just gain a D10 fatigue when you drink it.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha.
Force yourself to stay awake. Man, I was gonna be sleepy.
Hey. Well, that didn't do what I was hoping it would. Hmm. All right. I succeeded in that DTA. Would you say that me succeeding still constitutes a loss of a DTA because I drank it, or
Yeah, it's a DTA.
okay?
You probably recorded your thoughts as well.
Understood. Hmm. Ready? Master, I'm going to continue on to the other book to actually feel like I'm making some sort of progress and at least reading.
Sure.
The next book that I have is The Great Leveler and the Grinding Wheel.
Sure.
I'm not sure the totals of how much XP I will need for that.
You made progress. Wow.
Yes, progress.
Voice. Yikes. Ugh. Um. All right. You can read this book beyond 1,000. You're not sure what it'll give you and how far you can take it, but 1,000 will get you the basic information. Book doesn't feel simple.
Understood. Okay, yeah, that should have been simple enough. Because of Poison Bone and Mini Lore Keeper, 850 of total because percentage reduction. Unless otherwise stated.
Doesn't seem so.
Okay. And then 17 for the total. 50 times. Okay. That's okay. That divides evenly. um, I'll hop into my poison vault. 50 D 100 less than 254. No ones are 100s. What? Oh, okay. Hang on a second. 50 DTA, subtract. So 254 DTA left. 50. Divided by 18. So 3-ish days, adding what I had already rolled. So flash bar 3d9, 17 more damage. Okay. What? Okay, so what does the Great Grinder, or wait, no. What the heck? The Great Leveler and the Grinding Stone, just the knowledge and reading it all say?
You got your progress completed.
Yeah.
Cool. The basic message that you get before you get anything tangible on your character sheet is everything can be poisoned, everything can be corroded, everything can be intoxicated. If it can't, you are not using the right poison, venom, or toxin.
Okay.
Yeah. If they have been poisoned, or envenomed, or intoxicated, they can be killed or destroyed. And if they can't, you're not using a strong enough poison. It doesn't need to be immediate. It can be over time. The grinding stone is a metaphor for multiple different uses of a grinding stone. One of which is very kind of very obvious. It's the grinding stone of you putting your nose to the grindstone for the path. The effort you have to put in, the care, the meticulousness, the enduring of the tedium, enduring the path itself and all the horrors and joys it brings. It also represents an interesting kind of look on what poisons can do. Throughout the path, you'll learn that poisons are not just for killing, but they also can enhance. They're kind of like a key, or the pestle, and the people are the grinding mortar. It goes on to say how much you can accomplish with it. In fact, they consider it greater than alchemy, since alchemy is limited and divided into specialties and whatnot. The Great Leveler is very straightforward, unlike the grinding stone metaphor. Great Leveler is all things, no matter how powerful, can be poisoned, envenomed, or intoxicated. And when if you use the right substance and the right strategy, everything can be brought down to your power level or lower and can be killed.
Mm.
It also mentions that the Great Leveler, once you have brought someone low with the proper substance, you are now the one who can show mercy or not. You can gain a new follower, you can gain a new corpse, you can gain a new slave, you can you basically have power. It teaches you a little bit about how to harness that power, such as if you're going to make a poison that's uncurable, make a cure,
Yeah.
at least for yourself. If you plan to make a most evil poison, Prepare for people's reactions. They are not going to be good, and they will remember you because it will shock them. And people have really long memories and good memories on the path. If you don't want people to remember you very well, you'll need to learn a disguising technique and go by a pseudonym. This is highly recommended, especially if you want to have a good reputation on the path. Especially if you don't have a really powerful backing. That's very important. Always be ready to and willing to poison yourself as well as everyone in the room. Remember, if you're properly prepared, you'll have an antidote for the people you care about. But sometimes you can't deploy things nicely. You have to deploy it quickly. You'll worry about the consequences later. There's a mention about a book that you should probably end up reading.
Yes.
How to Blame the Wandering Dog. Book about how to explain away certain smells or sensations to assuage people's senses. Kind of like, oh man, the dog fart. But really, you've unleashed a little bit of poison in the air.
That's funny. Alrighty.
So the first thing you'll get is talent called Poison Combat. It'll be tier 0. So until you've actually poisoned somebody in combat successfully, it'll remain at 0. It won't give you anything until you reach a tier 1.
One more time, it was poison combat?
Yeah. Tier 0. If you successfully poison a single person in combat, it goes to tier 1. Because you've applied what you have practiced. So this will allow you to apply more poisons more effectively, subtly, and more lethally while in the midst of combat. This also applies if you just hit somebody with the toxic quality once, or the hallucinogenic property once, and it sticks, which you have poison key for. So, as long as you poison somebody once, you can upgrade it.
Alrighty.
The grinding stone is pretty straightforward. Any overflow progress from working on your diligence and your tedium regarding the path of poisons, whether it's research or building a pill or whatever. If you can't find a place to put it, as if you had 5 spillover to make a poison batch, and you're not going to make another poison, that 5 would disappear, right?
Okay.
Well, the grinding stone will collect it.
Ooh.
And then the very next thing you work on, you can apply the spillage. As long as it's within the same scope. Now, the Great Leveler and the Grinding Stone can be continued to be read. There seems to be more pages than the initial batch, but the contents within are significantly more difficult to comprehend. X is a value that can go infinitely high. You're not sure what help it will be if you continue to devote time to it. Because you've only just started your journey. But if you ever have the need to just want to read that particular book and learn more insights about the grinding stone, you can. So, just seems to have an unlimited number of pages. It's a lot to read. But you read the original contents. There's the mysterious contents in the back.
Well, Master, I'll look to Mini Lore Keeper.
Yes.
This book seems to have infinite pages, and
Oh,
the last,
dangerous.
indeed. But it's also the last one that I know of besides the Book of Poison Lust, and I do not feel ready for the Book of Poison Lust, but I'm also confused as to when I would be if this has infinite pages.
Oh. That seems pretty good.
I still have a lot of time, and I'm going to try and get at least some things done, but also try to get. I could do that. Let's see.
Why don't you just make some stuff? Make some poisons.
True, but I also, let's see, need to work on cures, as the book has told.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like.
I mean, I think it would be. Yeah, I think it would be improper of me to not follow what the books have told. But, Chenpo, let's see. I don't know. I'll cut my hand open again and point of damage. I don't know. And let's see. I did roll for those poisons. Gonna see. Hold on to an empty vial or a vial of my poison and try to analyze it, as well as making others from it be just how potent this stuff is. Well, no. I'll just make batches of stuff.
Sure.
Basic poison, no modifier, another DTA. Right, not bad. 253. I will try to make one of every poison that's in the basic poison handbook and one of every cure for said poison if there is one with a cure within the basic handbook, or just try and create a cure off of what I've learned from making the poisons.
I mean, sure.
Okay.
In the original book you read, and in the notes from the recipes, it mentions the poisons are so weak they're not worth having individual cures. Lesser poison clans will think them stronger or more powerful than they should be and make individual cures for them. That's overly complex. The most basic of poisons can be cured with a cure-all, an Asuna.
Okay.
The populace has these. They're not hard to make. They're not too expensive, but they're not cheap. If you fear poison, then this should be what you should have. And there's a recipe for the Asuna. It's a really weird pill. You break it in your fingers, and it turns into a gas, and you kind of expose somebody to it, and it'll cure them of all basic poisons.
I would definitely at least like to know how to make one of those.
And you have the recipe for it and the ingredients.
Sweet. How many? Let's see. Where am I pulling the ingredients from? That way I can keep track of from my list of things.
Do you want to hand out for all the poisons you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of just like because I'm pulling resources from my vault. I'm guessing.
They're so insignificant in the grand scheme of what you have. I'll tell you when you lose a wealth factor.
Sounds good. Okay. Uh, uh,
You'd have
out
to
of
make 1,000,000 Asuna pills to touch even one wealth factor.
okay. Out of character, going through all of the basic poisons, would that allow me to get above, like, my scholastic lore to past basic, or
And you'll have completed that scholastic. Because remember, if you complete your scholastic, you get the check mark for trade.
so I wouldn't have to master basic poisons before I could go to intermediate poisons if I chose to?
Sure.
Okay. I think that it's still wise to go ahead and try and get that. So I will make, well, wait. I would have to buy buy the upgrades for that one because there is an XP buying system for upgrading scholastic skills.
You'll just have to read more books.
More books. Okay.
You can't really buy more check marks.
Understood. I thought that there was a way to with XP, but
No, these are special skills that you're learning, so you got to
understood.
read them books.
Gotcha. Um. Hmm. Oh, shit. Master, it would appear that besides just reading books and creating some, well, no, I have to create and administer. All right. I like the idea of continuing learning knockout poisons, but now in different forms. So, got the liquid. Uh, gonna try air next, if that's possible. Unless completely not possible. Or unless you would say, you're being an idiot, try something else.
Was that out of character or in a character?
That was in character towards Lore Keeper, just trying to.
Well, you could continue just to practice. I would recommend just practicing what you learned instead of trying to absorb more learning. This seems to be a very hands-on, practical approach, or at least a profession that requires a lot of practice and experience. You know?
Yes. Hmm.
What's wrong?
I'm gonna be making a lot of enemies, I fear.
Why?
Well, that's the idea, I think.
Well, you're going to extinguish your whole home world. Is that not making a lot of enemies and then ending them?
I feel they already deserved it.
Well,
And yes, I see what you mean, but do you have enemies, Lorekeeper?
yeah. Anything that devours knowledge.
What would that even be?
Asking the real questions here. Who would that even be?
Well, let's just say I'll talk to you about it when you get a little stronger. I have some individuals in the labyrinth that don't like me. Because I messed around with some stuff, trying to get some answers, and I made some problems. And there's a lot of people who don't like when they touch stuff.
Well, I'll see when I'm strong enough to poison something that devours knowledge. I'll get back to you.
Please do.
So, let's see. No point in making a cure for the basic poisons, but yeah, I guess a batch of all of the basic poisons. At least one. See when I actually fail. Oh, that's gonna suck. Anyways, what would the number of basic poisons be?
There's the 128 basic poisons.
128. So,
They all do one very specific thing. Like, one causes excessive itchiness. One causes blurriness of vision. There's another one that takes your vision away for a little bit. One that just causes internal bleeding. One that burns you. One that makes you short of breath. There's like really specific. Most of them are minor inconveniences.
Hmm.
There's only a small handful that are lethal. There's only 8 that are outright lethal. But
okay.
again, they can be resisted by tough physiques. Within the list, there is a caveat. There's only one poison in the basic list that's actually difficult to resist. And it's a semi-mid tier poison.
Okay. Is it one of the 8 lethal ones?
Yes, this is one of the 8 lethal ones.
Okay. I'm gonna roll 120 of them for the non-lethal ones, and then I'll roll the 8 either individually
Sure.
once. Yeah. So here's the 120. Oh, there's 100. There is 2 ones.
All right. You make a particularly good batch.
Actually, there's 3 ones.
Yeah, the 100, your batch spoils. You're not sure how you did it. And you're sitting there going, but I followed the instructions. What the heck?
What a heck.
Fortunately, you find out that none of these take a lot of time to make.
Okay.
You don't have to slave over the cauldron for hours and hours or days on end. These can be made in basically the equivalent of about 30 minutes to an hour each.
Nice.
And even if you mess up, these don't really have major consequences with your poison bone level and your resistance. I mean, even if they did, it would be very, very minor.
Mm.
So these are very ineffectual against individuals with over 100 toughness or with toughness reinforcement. These are like almost impossible to affect those people.
Understood.
But anyone below that, there's a chance, especially if you increase the issue with your poison bone, or because it'll apply a negative to it. But they don't apply a negative on their own.
Okay.
You'll probably want to remake that one.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
failed.
Remade.
All right. Now there's the 7 lethal ones, and then there's the 1 extra lethal one.
Okay. You want me to do
These
what,
ones, if you fail, will do a direct D5 plus 5 damage to you.
Okay. D5 plus 5. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do a batch. We'll do the 7. D100. 94. Watch me getting nothing but 100s.
Well, you only had 113 successes previously,
Well,
so you were still missing several. Oh, you take
yeah.
D5 plus 5. Whoops.
Whoops. You want me to take 3d5 plus 15 because I failed 3 of them? Or did I just not make a good one?
It did not reach the minimum specifications required to pass.
Gotcha. Oof. That
10
hurted.
damage, yeah. But
Blech.
so you'll need. That's 114. You'll need another 6 passes
Okay. Slash
for the
R.
basic stuff.
Yeah, 60, 100, 94. Of course, there's a 99 in there.
Yep, you gotta get one more.
So that's 133.
127,
7 plus 6. That'd be 6.
123.
Leave them at 119 DTA. Oh, I hit a wrong button. 119 DTA left. And he said, let's see, so I need at least one more from there, so 2 more because 1 for the fail and 1 more for the extra poisoning.
Yeah, you need to get the 120 built.
Hmm.
And then you need to do another. Because you failed on 3 of the dangerous ones.
Gotcha.
Which all do a D10 or D5 plus 5.
Hmm.
So you failed 3 of them, so you need to do another 2d5 plus 10 for damage.
Okay. 2D, 10, 18.
So overall, you take 28 damage to your very large health pool. Oh no. Alright, so you need to do 1 more for the normal, 3 more for the lethal.
We'll do the 1. Just need to get the low. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Then you get 3 more for the poisonous, or the lethal ones. Go on.
3d100 plus 94.
Okay.
Got
Then
it.
you need to do the more difficult one.
Yeah, the one super poisoned.
So be a minus 30.
Minus 30, so 64. D100.
This one will do a lot of damage to you if you fail.
Just enough, baby.
All right, you've assembled the 128 basic poisons.
Gotcha.
Now you can, if you want, try and consolidate them into the is a single poison that hits you with all of them, all the afflictions. So
Okay.
it's a middling tier poison pill, and what you do is you throw it on the ground, or you hit somebody with it, and it hits you with all 128 afflictions. It's pretty hard, though, because each poison applies a negative of 1. So it's going to be a minus 127, and then another 30 on top of that. So it's 157 minus. You get one shot at it.
Physically can't succeed that yet.
Well, and you just hold on to it. Just put those in a box in the corner.
Yep.
That's a mid-tier poison, and they have to deal with a lot. It's really obnoxious.
Gotcha. Okay. Put that in the vault. Okay. And now I have 114 DTA to F around with. Hang on a second. When was the last time I took damage? The 3d9 there. 120. Here, hang on a second. 253 down to 114. So 139 divided by, it's 18 DTA in a day? Or 18 DTA in a day, right?
There's 18 DT in a day.
Okay. So we'll round that up to just 8 slash R, 89, 37 more damage. Okay. Okay, so 114 left. Hmm. I guess I go do toughness training to get that above 60, or at least at 60. Unless I could actively do more poison things, but I did all of the basics. Wait,
Go poison people.
go poison people? Okay. I just need one out of the batches that I made, right? Like one of each.
You've made a batch for each, so there's several.
Okay. And it was at least +2, so I have a minimum of 3 of everything out of 120. Oh, okay. So, Lord Keeper, do you have a mask?
What type?
Is something to make me either, well, just something of an alias, I guess. I guess I'm going to go
Oh,
the
not a labyrinth mask.
No, I don't think I'm ready for that.
Right. Okay. Just something to hide your identity.
Yes.
All right. Here you go. The Neko mask. Or the kitty cat.
That'll work. Hmm. I guess delve into the food pantry. If I can. Let's see. Do you want me to roll stealth?
Yeah. This kitchen staff are pretty perceptive.
There's stealth. Hmm. Hmm. That's absolutely no check marks in that one.
You get thwapped and bonked out of the kitchen with spatulas and wooden spoons. It stings and
Right.
hurts like you would not believe. Food's not ready. Go wait in line.
Yay. Hmm. Hmm. Is the store in front of me unlocked?
Or
Are all of these liquid? Or is there like an itchy powder? If I apply it, would it be absorbed through the skin?
well, yeah, basic itching powder, sure.
Alrighty. I contaminate a bed.
Oh, you're mean. Oh, that's so fucking mean.
This is what I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Zoom out. Do I have something akin to a gas canister?
Sure.
Okay. Going to just walk down in between and try to. It's not exactly stealth, but
You're gonna fuck
subtle.
with the vendors?
Those are vendors? Oh shit.
Yeah, those are vendors.
Never mind. I'll walk down here and try to practice blaming the dog.
You haven't read it though.
Right. I don't have that book. Feel like poisoning the obstacle course would be rude. Yeah, but we're actually going to go into the library and look for blaming the wandering dog. Is that book in this collection?
Go find it.
Okay.
It teaches deception.
Did you want me to roll anything, or did they definitely have it and I easily found it?
I mean, you just ask Lore Keeper. They know where it is.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, I realized that was a very funny title. It kind of stuck with me.
Mhm.
It's basically a book that helps you with deception.
Gotcha.
So the deceive skill.
What do you want me to roll to? Also, here, hang on a second, because I actually applied a
What's
poison.
fellowship? Gives you a +20, +2. for the book. Then you
Okay.
can also apply Lore Keeper's bonus.
Gotcha. And total progress needed?
It's a skill book, so you got to follow the skill.
Yeah.
It,
Okay.
it teaches you Deceive, which if you
Mhm.
follow the
Yeah, fellowship.
game mechanics folder, DTS, DTA, it tells you exactly what you need for each check mark.
Okay. Game. Okay, and the only thing that I have. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. There we go. DTS, DTA. Okay. Then 24, 44 DTA for all of it?
If that's what it takes.
No. Yeah, my math is off here. Hang on. I don't know why I'm trying to do mental math. Slash R 64. I was way off. Okay. Then sure. I did apply a poison to a bed, so 3 DTA. I did at least talk to Lore Keeper to find the book, and then 64 to read it all. Slash R 48. Okay. And if so, then I get all of Deceive. If that's how that works.
Yeah, you're just training to get the check marks of Deceive.
Sweet. Okay. And well, I feel like I didn't have to do anything. I just invested DTA. Like, was there any rolls that you wanted me to make?
You roll a fellowship roll,
Okay. So
and
64
then
fellowships?
why 64?
Because that's how much the cost of training skills is DTA actions. And it would in
Well,
total
no,
be
it's per progress. If it's per progress, and you only had one, that's how much progress you need.
okay.
Yeah, you gotta use your noggin, dude. We've been using the same formula over and over and over again. If you train skills, it's the same thing. If you do it with base progress per roll, it'll take you a while. But you have a book that gives you +2 progress, +20 per roll, so you already cut down the amount of time you need by a third. And then you have Lore Keeper, who reduces the total you need per by 5%, rounded down, and gives you +100, +10 per progress. So you should be able to complete it in less than a day. Because your first roll should get you the first check mark. The second roll would also get you this. No, it'd be. You need an extra roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So in total, what? That's like 12 rolls. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 4. No, 10 rolls. So 10 DTA. Less than a day. You don't need 64 rolls to get a stupid skill. That'd be so inefficient.
I am going AFK for a couple of minutes to acquire some food.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Because the whole DTS thing, it's basically basing it off of if you had only +1 progress per roll. It doesn't calculate in how much.
gotcha.
Yeah, I should probably reword it if it's been providing some confusion. So I should probably rewrite it.
Okay, so Lore Keeper automatically gives +10, +100. So, bam. Not a student of the Forbidden, so not that. Heck, I don't think Lorekeeper just handed me the book, but isn't actually teaching me. Would star pupil go off?
Well, they're not really teaching you this book. You're reading
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to verify.
it. It's not really a taboo either.
Hmm.
It's just
Not
lying.
forbidden. Yeah.
But they can give pointers. So, yeah, you can have it apply.
Okay.
You can have star pupil apply.
Okay. I read good. I read good gives +1/+10. So 130 plus 13. Target 189. So in the handout of DTS and DTA, don't see anything that shows a number of total progress needed for a pip. And I see 10, the wording on this says 10 DTA actions for the first pip.
Again, I guess it's a little confusing. You need 10 progress, 14 progress,
Okay.
18 progress, 22 progress.
Cool. Alrighty.
Old wording.
Then got the first one immediately with 1. And then 14. Technically, there's 4, so total would be 64, and then 64 divided by 14. I technically would be lower because of 5% from Lorekeeper, but at the same token, I'll just go ahead and roll 4 more and get it done. So, less than waiting. There's 5, no fails, no 100s. All of this eve accomplished. Okay. I apologize. So only 5, so 107 ETA. That was good to have. Lorekeeper, is there of the books that my Poison Vault recommended that I read, besides The Wandering Dog, as now I have that one completed, I know one of them, The Language of Hearts, Listening to Hearts, and How to Get a Heart to Keep Going and to Stop, was one that would be very hard to get a hold of, as it was supposed to be like a doctor's book, and anybody that wasn't, or even people that are doctors, would want to know why the hell I would want to get a hold of one. I'm guessing you don't have access to one.
Not this time.
Hmm.
We have to. If we were to get to the next checkpoint, I could get those pretty easily.
Yeah, okay. Um, Still fellowship. I'm gonna go train. Well, no, I can only train fellowship by one more before it hits its cap because I haven't hit the next. Hitting silver, all of your maximums hit to 70 or to 60?
Your hit point maximum?
No, not hit point, your characteristic maximum. Silver tier without hitting, without the. Because I don't have the. Dang it, I forgot the word for it. Threshold. I haven't hit the threshold for fellowship, but I'm silver. Would that be 60 or
What do you
70?
mean threshold for fellowship? I mean, you haven't hit the max for fellowship?
Yes. I believe that I'm either close to hitting. Because here, hang on a second.
What's your fellowship?
59.
Okay. So if you haven't cultivated at all, 60s are your max.
Hmm.
If you go up a tier, everything increases.
10. Yeah, or by 10.
If you have a reinforcement, everything increases. If you have thresholds, everything increases. Like there's a lot.
Yeah. And the one for fellowship is. Oh, mind. Okay, never mind. Because then I would be at 80 then.
You can get up to 80. It doesn't
Yeah.
move your totals. It,
But-
it allows you to increase it higher.
Yes. So I will go, I guess, find somebody to train fellowship in. Because, yeah, getting stats. Lorekeeper, do you have a way to. Would you be able to train me in fellowship, or is that just go be social? I don't know if the cube has a way to train fellowship.
Yeah, it does. It's not too efficient, but yeah. Plus 20 plus 2.
20 plus 2. Cool. Here. Does the cube qualify me being under star pupil, or is that just me?
Sure.
Okay. $40, $99, 6. That goes to 7 now. And 60 TA, and let's do. Okay. 30 at 5, so that'd be 150. Yeah. 9 by 7. Ten times would be 70. That pops to 70. It would be 84, I think, but just wanted to make sure. Yeah, okay, good. 84 left out of 8. 10 more. That pops it to 80. And that leaves me at 4 out of 9. Okay. 76 DTA. I would like to go speak with my friends. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. What was the last?
I think at that point with 76, that's the last 16, like last week.
76 are 76 out of 18. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Slash. 4 days left.
Have you been rolling your damage per day?
Let's see. I've been trying to keep track of it all. The last damage rolled was at 2d5s, d5s. Looking for d9s. Okay, there's 3d9 at 253, but now there should be another one somewhere closer. There was not. Okay. Let's get that damage then. It's 3d9 at 254. So from 254 to 76. 178. Yeah, divided by 18, almost 10 days. Yeah, basically 10. Slash R 10d9. 61 damage.
Have you done any of this time to rest in the sun as well?
Nope.
Do you want to take a few days, get the last 3 down to I don't know, to regain some health or solar qigong or something along those lines, and then at least I know that you
Yeah.
could be in the Orrery with us because that's the last part I remember, honestly.
Sounds good. I think that's wise. Let's see. So last 4 days, and then I get 3 per ETA in the sun, and oh well, 3 per DTA. So we'll just go ahead / R76. Well, no, just 3 times 76. Regain 228 health.
Nice.
Sorry that took so long.
I think you did pretty good for 2 hours, getting through a month. Took us a little bit longer between the two of us.
And I maxed out fellowship in that time.
There you go.
Only things, let's see, I got toughness, ballistic skill. I'm just gonna wait on that, and willpower. Otherwise, almost everything is technically strength too, but otherwise everything is almost maxed that I could get maxed. So what were you guys doing last?
For the last 3 days at least, I was sparring with Lyron. And the way sparring went is Lyron was throwing things at me and I was taking them.
Fair enough.
So yeah, if you want to train something, or if you want to do something with duality, or if you want to improve your science station, or I could give you a task. Go do something in the card.
I'm a-okay with tasks. Sounds like a plan. I'm not sure how much time do we have left before the
Once you finish these 3 days, 3 months.
3 months? Okay. Technically, I just spent the last chunk of it, like the 3 times 76. That's the last of my DTA to just heal up. And that's like the last couple of days. So now I believe I'm caught up to you all.
Cool. The last thing I was doing, I rolled some crits. It was a good time. Matt, I'm gonna spend that 5 spirit select into my magic and esoteric. We talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
There was another double 1 there. What would you like to do with that? Do you want to make a improvement to the martial art ability, or would you like to
Oh, I should probably move you guys to the map.
I mean, we're in the Orrery at this point. Yeah.
Moon cube. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Returned.
Just in time.
Oh, good. Just in time for what?
We're all caught up.
Ooh.
Yay. Ooh, why are you breathing so hard, Casey?
Because I was rushing back from the bagel shop.
Oh,
That's true,
what
by
type
the
of bagels did you get?
Einstein's chorizo sunrise sandwich.
Oh.
That sounds interesting. No idea what that is, though.
Quite good.
Imagine there's an egg on there.
There's 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 suns kind of place.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So did we actually get back to the Orrery being
Yes, this is the
repaired?
day. This is the
The
day.
day. All
The
right.
day that we upgrade the Orrery.
Make it larger.
Larger, faster, stronger. All right, let's bring up my thing, my thing. Crash. Alrighty, so. Where's that at again? Dang. So currently, with the base hull, this is what we can have for resources. And what we spent at the Star Exchange for an upgrade, we're now at the tier 2 hull with a dampening field plus extra storage. And that took 3 months to do.
What is NC?
Nebulum charge. Charge nebulum.
Wouldn't that be CN? Then you can have a CNN charge nebulum.
Nebulum charge is what I have written down, and that's what I will keep.
Cool.
So what have you guys been doing?
Oh, this and that. I've been learning how to assess again, Lyra, Jungbo. Lyra and I have been busy. Let me describe this first. Well, Jungpo, when I was back when I was helping out an individual through their tribulation, I decided to take more than I could chew. But duality here, being my blessed moon mentor, teacher, decided to take some of the damage for me. And over time, I've been taking damage. So Lyra and I discovered that if we train together, I can power myself up, giving myself more vigor to withstand these damages over time.
So we've been hitting each other with swords and
Throwing rocks.
oh yes, I've been practicing that too. I gotten pretty good at throwing rocks.
Nice. I remember you mentioning the damage and tribulation last that I was here. I apologize. I've
That's
been
fine. You're
learning
busy.
a lot.
Chengpo, I think you're going to become a fine physician.
Oh yes, curing everybody.
You can use your poisons to cure people by poisoning the poison, and then curing them of the original of the poison you put in them, giving a net positive to the world.
Yeah. I'm hoping to be that one day. At this very moment, it's in the negative, but we're getting there.
You'll get there. Chungpo, too, I have a special task for you too sometime. One of my seasons, the leaders there, the head, I want to introduce you to him, where you can help him practice. He's going to be a physician. And with your physique and special techniques, I bet you could teach him a lot. And also have someone you can test things on.
Let's meet him.
Eventually, not right now.
Oh, okay.
Right now, it's the grand reopening of the Orrery. I'm so happy for this.
Agreed.
Reopening.
We can go on such grand star adventures outside the universe, even.
Oh,
Let's try not to do that again, Iron.
yeah, that was scary. There was a moment there where we thought we wouldn't come back. I distinctly remember that.
I don't remember that at all. I was fully confident in our team's ability.
Yes, I knew we could do it.
Ugh. Um. See. That's good. I am almost certain that I have quite a bit of stardust that I could upgrade the science center with. Let's see. Station. Yes, I have 2,800 stardust and a little bit of change left over.
Oh, good,
Let's
because
see.
I've been going through Stardust like crazy of trying to feed our trash can. So it's been a good time.
Feed our trash. Why are you feeding the trash can?
Because if we don't, it's going to eat us.
Oh, hey.
Waka 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 waka. You can hear it menacingly in the distance.
I think I
Yes,
remember
the friend
that.
that we got from outside the galaxy.
Yeah, that's the not the pitch black hole, but like that thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. How much stardust does that thing need?
Well,
An
I've been feeding it
increasing
every
amount.
day. Let's look at the current counter. Currently at 92 Stardust.
A day?
93 tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So only one a day. Yeah. That ain't...
One extra a day from the previous amount.
Okay. Right. How do we That's going to eventually become incremental where we can't deal with that.
Well, Changpo, eventually is in the future. Now we deal with the present.
You know,
Like the Orrery! I can't wait to see it.
I think it'd be wise to figure out a way to deal with this eventually. And I mean that like sooner rather than later. And I'm excited for the Ori as well. But
Well, Chungbo, someday we'll be so rich we won't even have to worry about it. Peanuts. Could be worse, Chungbo. It could be double every day. Ah.
Oh yes, like it was.
It was 3 months ago.
wait, hold on. When did that happen? And why did that happen?
Well, that's what it was originally, Chungbo.
Yes.
Okay, so you got it down to half.
I meant, well, not even half. Way less than half. I had a conversation with the Emperor of Progress and told him a story, and he helped me out.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you feel confident that we don't need to handle it right now, okay.
Yes, I'm very confident.
Well,
And that's why we get the Ori upgraded, so we can deal with the problem of not having money.
Yes.
So, what's this new Ori look like?
Good question. Duality. Tell us more about the Orrery. The new upgraded Orrery.
I mean, I kept the command deck the same, but we've got a few structures out in the on the moon. They all run the equator, so they're half in the dark, half in the light. So it's really just a line of buildings. It's kind of goofy.
See, How much?
You'll have to build special buildings and or facilities specifically for light or dark side.
Right. How much stardust can we hold now?
You know, quite a bit. About 1 million.
Big upgrade from 10,000 for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly a start.
Certainly a start. Now, everyone, it's time. Well, if you want to, I suppose we could do a run to celebrate.
Yeah, I'm game for a run. It's been a long time since I've been in space.
Well, you're in space
Yes.
right now, Chunpo.
I guess last time was when you got shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my song isn't ready yet, so we won't be doing that this run, but we can certainly hopefully assess again. Yes, Laura?
Yes. That's why I took some time to figure that out, utilizing sound and sight. I can assess again. All right.
Excellent news.
Just looking through our options here. What about... What about a long haul solar system boogie? It's going to take us 52. It's 52 celestial bodies. And we bet 100 stardust, 1 terram, 1 hydrum, 1 aethrum. And we get the same value as bet on success. 1 fatigue per stop beyond the 10th.
Does that stack?
Yes.
So it's 1, then 2, so on?
No, it doesn't stack. No, I mean stack as in it's additional fatigue.
Oh, yes.
Understood. If whether it's that one or a different one, I am ready to roll for forbidden knowledge.
Issue is, I don't know if I can withstand the long haul. Not without me changing up my... Yeah, my barbecue, we changed it so I was getting more health. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. But we do have moon juice. I don't think that will be enough. So, let me do some math here. So, 18 DTA, 1 day. After the first, it's 1 plus 1 fatigue. It's going to be 10 DTA, day plus 1, and then plus 1 fatigue. Alright, so 18. It's going to be plus 2. I guess the question is about stops. What does that mean? Is a stop every 10? Or is a stop... I think a stop in this case is looking at the... looking at it. So, if that's the case, it's going to be... it's going to be 42 fatigue. And long hauls, we can't stop once we've started.
Yep. I can handle the 42 fatigue pretty easily, but there's also the fact that it's several days as well.
Yeah, the 42 I can go to as well. It's the extra days. My current fatigue threshold is 20, 40. Oh no, I have 52 fatigue for my 52. And every 6
18.
it's going to be additional math is fun. So we got 42 fatigue, 18 DTA is going to be 6 fatigue, 18 DTA is going to be 4, 5, 6. So that's 15 fatigue. And if we add those up, that's 30, 16, 24. It's 54, right?
54 total fatigue that we'll be getting.
No, that's 54 total DTA.
Oh. So 18. It's a lot of fatigue.
Yeah, it's a lot of fatigue. Unless we have a better way to deal with fatigue. Like, I don't know, alchemy potions.
Is there a way that I could poison fatigue out of us?
You can poison fatigue into us.
Well, I know how to do that one.
Meth could be considered poison. Keeps you awake.
I might be able to use destiny fragments to apply it to our fatigue to reduce the fatigue for the roll.
Oh,
Some of
sure.
Matt's examples, at least in the roll, you could kind of utilize it that way. And with my prayer mat, I can apply destiny fragments to your guys'
Well,
rolls.
assessment's also a lot harder for you. It takes longer.
Oh, I thought you said it didn't take longer. It took a while to figure it out. Okay. How long does it take now? Because that was important to know. Like, what is an assessment?
No, you did fix that. It's about the data gathering. It depends on how you can zoom in and you zoom out. It's, if you remember, it's about studying the smaller pieces, absorbing the pattern. That pattern forms a larger piece that you can then catalog,
Mhm.
and then go and build a repertoire of information. You could do it at the same pace, but it's going to be very superficial in comparison to before, and the information you're going to put on the page will be polygon speak.
Right. Okay.
So if you want to do a basic run,
Figure myself out first. Do some training. Do some calibration. That's the word I was looking for.
yeah, because you
Calibration.
don't see the world normally anymore.
All right.
Or even the
Why
cosmos.
not? Why not this one? This is a non-standard run. The issue here is that 25, 3 Aethrum. You get it back every time, so that's fine. And we'll get 1 Tarum, 1 Hydrum, 10 Stardust each time, and a bonus Stardust, Tarum, Hydrum at the end. Okay, we can do this one. All right, you guys ready?
I believe so.
All right. Let's boogie. So, does everyone remember how these go again? Because it's been a hot minute since we did one last.
So I roll my performance, which then gives you a bonus based on my degrees of success.
Mhm.
Is it 5 times the degrees of success currently?
Well, if I look at yours, yours is now 5. Yep. You can use
Okay.
key on runs and communicate with the. You also get 1 martial Dow point at the end of the run and roll 1d10 for additional droplets. What about you, Chunko? Do you have your.
I get to roll before a run and after a run with my CCC, and
Okay.
it's Celestial Gravatics. When rolling Celestial Gravatics before starting a run, each DOS reduces the run's difficulty by +5. Can only use before the run on things labeled. Is this labeled dark, lost, obscured, abyss, dangerous, hazardous, or any other
It's a
thing?
non-standard run, so I don't believe so.
Okay. Instead of rolling Celestial Gravatics before the run, can instead attempt to detect danger. Okay, well, we're not doing that, so yeah, I'll just roll Celestial Gravatics. I don't believe there's any other modifier. 12 degrees of success.
Cool.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
So 12 times 5 would be 60. Yeah, 60. So lower difficulty by 60.
All right, Matt. Will there be any negatives for the new way I do assess? Like stacked on applied? Or can I apply myself negatives?
It's not really a nature of negatives versus positives. It's it's hard to know what you're looking at without zooming in.
Okay.
So if you look at a planetoid,
Mhm.
it's very large. And when you zoom out where you can see it like you normally do through assessment, you just see a lot of large polygons. But when you do the perpetual zooming in, those large polygons break into smaller ones and then smaller ones, and then getting it down to a person's view of the planet, like if you were standing on it, it's so zoomed in. That's your problem. About scope.
Can I upgrade my communication seat to help, I guess, determine points of interest based on what, like, the sound frequencies coming off? Like, if it's a valuable
Points of
seeming.
interest is part of the whole package. That's why you're getting paid for the assessments, is full assessments. Not just
Yeah.
points of interest. If you were doing points of interest jobs, that would be different. And then you would only have to focus on the point of interest, which could be what you need now.
I was thinking too with my echolocation, couldn't I, instead of Lyron giving bonuses that way, couldn't like, because he's tapping into the sound of the planets, like get that information?
Well, how
That
far
way.
does that echolocation go?
Well, my
the
echolocation
planet.
is pretty far. But what would do is go directly to Lyron and piggyback off of his communication device, which then
You would need an upgrade.
okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry, trying to understand it. This is specifically because Lars' polygon eyes cannot perceive what can't you see?
It's
Like I realize it's
that
all polygons, but
it's that it takes time to get details. So you have to zoom into every location.
All right, so
Um,
this would be a add-on to the communication radio equipment, correct?
Yeah, it would have to be a pretty significant improvement.
Okay, so this would be the 30 Stardust. What would be the resource cost besides the Stardust?
I don't know how you want to build it.
Okay.
mm, is
So,
this-
Go
what
ahead.
exactly? Oh, sorry.
sorry, I'm just going to copy and paste what I already have on the CCC. Is this something like we're looking for resources or points of interest besides resources?
Neither.
We're trying to
doing
assess the celestial bodies.
we're doing an
Okay, the whole planet.
overall. Yeah, we're doing a big thing, big picture kind of thing compared to little
So I feel like
points.
the science station might help with that as well, because you could assess more esoteric things if we have the ship able to collect data with its sensors.
You could also do it that it's polygon research at your station for the science
Mm.
station.
And try to
Yes.
decipher that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What would it cost to then have wording it just as polygon research at this time? What would that cost? And what would that actually do?
So, science officer, you're on your 15th Stardust purchase.
Okay.
Well, write out what you kind of want to do.
So the similarities between celestial bodies and the polygons of Lars' site?
Again, you don't know what that looks like.
I don't, but could I work with Lar to create something to where he sees and says that's what it's supposed to look like? And to have either the computer then or the science station then be like monitoring several things, collecting data, and creating something from the data collected.
I was thinking more of like a polygon translation.
Okay. Oh. Celestial body polygon translation?
Yeah, where you decipher what the polygons are saying from the assess.
Um, and in the translation, it will, I hate to ask, just like your polygons, you see it in a way to where it looks correct for you and it's just like a proper image, or
No, it just looks like polygons. Nothing
Okay.
looks proper.
Yeah,
Okay.
think of it like data. Like you're collecting data. In this case, my polygons.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, and
now
the
you need to put
polygons
it.
are packets of
Yeah,
files.
yeah. So now you need
Oh.
to turn that. You need to
So okay,
extract it.
transferring data, kind of like a zip file almost.
Yeah, and you need to wouldn't say debug. What am I trying to say here? You want to
Decrypt.
you want to run it through the compiler.
Okay.
What I am is I provide like the raw binary, and then your case, your science station is the program that is going to um, compile what I'm giving you and put it on put it into the system. So in other words, Chengpo, you're becoming what you do IRL, is you're going to be a programmer.
Gotcha. With that, the way that I worded that, is that about what we're looking for? And like that's very basic, but not the lower 3 lines there.
The real problem is you don't have a basis for the language. It's like trying to translate something that doesn't translate because you have no context of what each polygon means, and you can't brute force it by just waving your hands.
Yeah.
So what you need first then is you need you need the database, your filing system on your desk, and once you have information, you can work off of that and put them together. So first modular is the filing system.
Okay. So
Well, no, he does have a start to the translation because we have our normal eye. Well, I don't. Poe has his normal eyes that he can
yeah.
compare to what he's looking at the same time as Lars looking at the same thing.
Do remember that every assess that we've done so far has been collected by the Orrery.
Mm.
And we can go up into the
Yeah.
observatory and go look at those things that we've assessed so far.
Because we do know the final product of what we've already done, and then at least putting polygons to the final products of what we have, then we can at least have a start of some sort of polygon language.
So the way I look at it currently is that I would have to go up into the observatory first before we start this run, and go through a bunch of different celestial objects that we've assessed.
Yep. So
How
he'll do.
How much
Sorry.
Stardust would both the file system and the translation module would you want, and under the pretext that, hey, translation module is going to be a later date thing?
Well, it might not even be a later date thing. It might be we have to postpone the run until we can compile the language.
Correct.
Fair. Okay. But how much Stardust would that be?
That'd be the next upgrade on your terminal in Stardust. Then you can invest more into the module or the database.
So 15 Stardust for the Polygon file system, and with whatever other resource that Matt asks for the upgrade. And then the next one would be 20 Stardust for the compiling Polygon celestial body Polygon translation module. and that's something you would have to manage. So you're running the program and you're doing the debug aspect.
Okay, Polygon file system, copy paste. Okay. To go through what we've already completed in the Orrery and put it into the Polygon file system, will that cost any secondary currency?
Which one?
The things that we've already accomplished and that have been put into the Orrery that we are now looking at the okay, no, that was the items. So the items that we've already completed and putting them into the Polygon file system.
Okay, I'm having a really hard time hearing you. I don't know what it is. Let me just turn off the music for a second.
I upped his volume to max.
Okay, I mean, I should do that as well.
Can you any better?
Turn it to 200, and then I'll pause the music for a sec. All right, go ahead.
Test. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The things, the runs that we've already completed, the data that's there for
Sure.
that's in the Orrery, running it through the Polygon file system and transferring that data to the data that we already have into polygons to then
Again,
use it as
same problem.
reference.
You have no reference point for polygons.
I have
You
to
can't
make those
convert
reference
things.
points.
No, that what I'm saying is we have things that have been previously
Oh.
assessed by LAR, and we can go up and
He would have to go through
study
them all
those.
again.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Okay. Yeah, you can go through your own set. Yeah.
Okay,
And
And
then-
then compare.
second question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lyra.
So we just compare what the previous assessment data is with the new one through his polygon eyes. We can use that as a translation.
Sure. That seems feasible.
Third question for me. Is there any other cosmic resource that we need to apply to Chung Po's science station for these two upgrades to make them work for you, Matt?
You probably want a full array from your collection so that it covers all things.
Okay.
As many one of resources as possible so that at least it can identify each of those resources.
Okay. So we would attach that to the program, Celestial Body Polygon Translation Module. So yeah, okay. So, and what about the file system? Do we need anything with that?
File system, you'll probably need the same.
The same. Okay. Okay. Perfect. That's great. I know what I'm gonna do. Lyron, you were saying stuff about your station, because what you could do is you could, instead of giving me degree of success bonuses when I do an assess, um, you could be that the ears that I need, um, to kind of like dial it in, and
Yeah,
you know,
but if we're just doing like a broad assessment, I don't know how helpful that is
mhm.
because we're not looking for specific resources in this case, like Matt was saying. So it doesn't really.
And what you do already is you would provide me the distance I need for my ears.
Yeah. So it'd just be extending your range of hearing.
Yeah. Matt, would you want it so instead of the bonuses that he would give me, it would just provide the range for degrees of success?
It depends on what Lyron is going to make. Is he going to make a range modifier to a station.
Yeah, since I have normal hearing, I could, I guess, fine tune what he's looking at faster than him looking at bigger and then smaller polygons. So I guess it would just be assessment speed as opposed to bonuses to the assessment.
Or you could be, instead of degrees of success to me, it's degrees of success to the overall assessment speed. So it's like
Yeah,
how faster it is the degrees of success instead of actual
Yep.
bonuses to me.
because I could help get through useful information easier than him looking at bigger polygons, breaking those down, seeing what's inside that, and then continuing.
So would that be a range modular and a calibration module?
Sure.
Okay, you want to write those in, and then yours are.
I don't know what type of, like, since you said it would take longer to assess, so degrees of success would just reduce that amount of additional time to assess, is what I'm hoping for. Matt,
Um, Depends on how you want to build it again. Start writing stuff down, guys.
okay.
So
Give me a
this is
second to
30
think on it.
Stardust, or the first one.
Yep. Polygon data. So, like that. So, sacrificing the bonus that he would have for the assessment there.
Oh, so it's a speed up?
Yeah, since you were saying it would take more time for Lar to assess a planet, I would be able to, I guess, focus his assessment in on certain areas using my normal senses and not polygon senses, so that he could zoom in on like what actually matters for assessing the planet.
Everything matters
Quicker.
when assessing the planet.
Well, yes, but he
Getting
has to.
sound to me faster.
Yeah, it's getting sound to him faster, rather getting useful information faster by being able to go through it with my normal senses as opposed to his polygon senses that he has to zoom in everywhere on.
Yeah, we can do that. It's just you give him pre-recorded large regions based off of the database,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just send that database to him, and then he translates it. Or maybe you can actually help him with the translation as long as you touch regions that are like you already have the database points for it, so you can basically just send it to the processor.
Yep.
And then he only has to focus on the important bits.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
being
I
my
was.
ears for me. I'm still
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them in, but I do the visual. He's my audible. Chungpo's my processor.
And I'm like directing him where to focus, and then Junpo's making it into useful information for other people. I guess polygon information is useful for Lar, but So I think the calibration module should be doable now, but then we'll have to spend time reassessing the planets we've already assessed, I think.
Mhm.
Hidden things.
Do.
All right. You probably want to invest as much resources as you can, not quantity, but variety in every one of these polygon-based upgrades or machines.
So at the end of the day, the resources, the cosmic resources, are just the building blocks of the cosmic assess we're doing in the first place.
Yeah.
Duh.
Mhm.
Okay. I have some merit I can throw at you guys as well.
Oh, with the Tesseract, sure.
Yes. Question is, how much to throw at you guys? I feel like I'll throw 40 merit on both of you guys.
Okay. That's a lot.
So this is going to be desk. So it's going to be the radio tower.
So for the calibration, I wonder if we want it instead of, well, we want to put resources in the first place, but maybe we can put in resources based on what we're betting as well. Like you put it in at the beginning of the run. So say we need the Aethrum, Stardust, and Terram Hydrum
Yep.
at the beginning for one assess. We put that into the calibration module as well because that's what we're assessing for.
Sure.
To help find it
And
better.
then it could also look for that specific permutation. And the cool part is, if you get enough data samples, you can build a more profound database than most people can comprehend, because the polygons are significantly more accurate than most other means of recording this stuff. They're just really hard to accumulate enough data.
Yes.
Yep. So what we're trying to do is make a system to collect a lot of that data really fast.
Yeah. And the cool part is, eventually, Lar doesn't even need to do much. He can just sit in his seat and hit the button, and then the ship scans the planet, compares it to the database, and it's just processing.
Yeah.
It'll
I'm a visual sensor. Lyron is an audible sensor. And Chun's
well, you're
obviously
basically a machine that teaches the database. You're a machine learning program. You teach the database, and the database learns. And if you get enough data points, and you taught the database enough, then it can do it on its own. You could completely automate.
Yeah, and then we just got to deal with false readings, but that's where we come in for, figuring that stuff out, because, well, polygons don't lie. The truth, baby.
Well, they can, but not with the Dharma built in.
Yeah, that's the caveat. Yeah, it's the combination. If it was just one, then sure, but it's the combo of both plus the audio coming in.
Yep.
So it's a lot of different inputs. Okay. So let's we got that one. That's super simple. I'm applying 40 merit to the calibration aspect. And we'll put 40 merit into the polygon file system for Chumpo.
Okay. Well, 40's a lot. Probably in mind for all of those.
Yeah, we can do mine. Well, I was thinking actually your would be swiftness, and
Oh, sure. Since that's what this is trying to do.
and Lyron's would be mind. Not Lyron, sorry.
You mean pose?
Chumpo's would be mind. There we go.
We'll get there eventually.
So 40 mind into science. Okay. Yes, Sally.
Flowers across
They yeeted them?
the sunflowers stuck in the.
Yeah, I put it there.
You put it there, so it wasn't the ghost.
It was me. I'm the ghost.
The ghost.
I wanted to stop hitting my head on it. Okay. So, I guess I will go up to the observatory. And I will start collecting data. Chung Po, I think, is going to have to be on his science station in order to start this.
To begin working on a translation.
Yeah, but what would you do, Lyron, though, is my question. I guess you could work on your DJ stuff.
My sick beats. Yeah, I can work on my sick beats. How many more? Where the heck? Oh, that's not great. Hold on. I guess I need to find my DOS to influence. I thought I recorded that, and I did way back here. Oh, hold on. Luckily, it's still on this page. You can continue with what you're doing. I'm searching for stuff.
All right, Matt. I'm going to start from the beginning because that's the best place to start. My first run was standard run, my basic run. So I have 10 celestial objects.
Mhm.
I have a standard run 1. So I have 5 celestial
Yeah.
objects first. So
So,
I do 5 perception rolls?
No, each. So it's going to be faster and faster each time you analyze an object.
Sure.
Size of the object is the real son of a bitch.
Gotcha.
So if you want to start with like an asteroid or something around that size and then work your way up to a moon, that would probably be better.
Okay.
than trying
so,
to survey a whole planet.
Sure. Instead of going by my runs, I mean, I was doing asteroids first to figure this out in the beginning with.
Yeah, the practice
duality.
runs. Yeah, don't start with your actual run. Start with your trials.
Yeah, so I go up to the observatory, and I go to those. I go to those, and I start.
Okay.
Now the question is are those perception based downtime actions, or how would you like me to start?
So these are going to be progress related.
Okay.
But the progress is saved for every object that you assess,
Sure.
and that's you're building your database. So to assess a planet, it's like 10 million progress
Okay.
because you're assessing every single asset. But if
Okay.
you assess the asteroids, that progress then goes to every other object you assess. So you have a one total pool, and if
Okay.
you grow that pool, if you have like 11 million progress in that pool, and you go to assess a planet that only requires 10 million, well, you've already done it. You just scan it and leave.
And it wouldn't even require a roll at that point?
No, you just scan it and leave because you already have all the data. That's why this is going to be pretty time consuming because you're doing it based off polygons.
So the calibration module will be giving a bonus to progress instead of a bonus to rolls?
Correct. Because it's not really that you have difficulty. It's
It takes time.
how long it takes. Because it's no longer a matter of difficulty. It's a matter of how long it takes you to do it.
Okay. So Chunpo's on his station, getting ready for the data, and when I start inputting it, so me first, then Lyron's going to get input in for audio. So I roll, Lion rolls, Chunpo rolls for adding to the database.
Okay. So I'd be helping with that instead of doing the sick beats, since that'll help with progress.
Let's see, would it be Celestial Gravatics on my end to roll? Or as the translation as to something I know?
I would say it's either logic or some other type of int-based skill. And it's all about how you want to go about applying your your science station. Like how do you want to do it?
I would argue Celestial Gravatics because it's my highest skill, and I already use Celestial Gravatics in everything on the Science Center, but
I suppose gravity is universal.
yeah, what does the because the polygons that you see and what we are translating equates to specific pieces and like specific elements, or
All you're doing for your science station is you're calibrating the data. You're you're working with what's coming in. You're
You guys can convert any bonuses or prevention of negatives into progress per roll.
Okay.
And yes, that can be a very large number, but you're also dealing in stupendously large numbers for the total. So you'll need a ton of progress per roll.
Okay.
Well, not once when we get started on it. Because you said that we get to keep the progress.
Yeah, you keep stacking the progress, but I mean, to assess a planet, you need 10 million progress. Yeah, even if you're getting 300 per roll, that's
so. This is training, right?
Yeah.
So
the
progress.
Asteroid only needs 1,000. The bigger one needs 5, then 10.
From one source, and and that would be based on my performance roll. That would be a progress bonus. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I get doubled one roll. So let's see what one of my bonuses to progress would be, and that's just DOS and progress at that point.
Don't forget it's times 5. first.
Oh yeah. So that's 251. Which is actually 502 plus 60 plus 30. Plus 120.
Matt, what am I rolling? Am I rolling my celestial objects or just a scrutiny, perception? What's the roll here for me looking through the looking glass in the observatory?
So it's plus 81 progress, and then what was your question, Laura?
It's not plus 81 progress. It's plus, because that's multiplied by 5.
Oh,
And then multiplied by
And then
4.
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
and that's 2 more degrees. So
My question was, Matt, am I doing my normal assess roll here, or am I rolling? That's what because that's what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a normal assess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1640 progress.
Rolling trade celestial objects.
Which 100 million is still a lot.
Okay, plus
Or 10 million.
30. Logic. And I'm going to spend 40 key for plus 200. So 28, and then times that by 4.
You're not
different.
multiplying that by 4. The progress bonus that I'm giving you, I think you're wanting to multiply by 4. Unless we each multiply the progress before.
I figured that it's training and it's each
So
individual.
it'd be each of us.
What I
Sure enough.
figured. Yeah.
Since we're all helping with that. Okay, so 1640 from me.
All right, Chun Po, now it's just your roll.
Ready?
Keep in mind, one of your bonuses is also multiplied by 2 to your roll.
Yeah.
Was that to me or was that to?
To anybody participating in this training.
Gotcha. Would it make more sense for it to be a bonus that I have or a bonus that one of you guys have for the just to maximize
One of your bonuses.
one of my bonuses? Technically, I don't really think I have a bonus other than just being trained in celestial gramatics.
So it'd be another plus 30 if you've got 4 ranks in it.
Okay. Alrighty. And then let's see. So 14 progress or well no, that's for per DOS. I'm not entirely sure how my role would contribute to progress.
You're doing the calibration.
Mm-hmm.
The translation, rather. You're building a database for.
Which is
I
giving
don't-
progress to the our machine we're making.
So you're doing 15 times 4 progress, which is another 60.
Okay. So 60 progress. All right.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Would it be 14 times 4 or 15 times 4?
It'd be 15 times 4 because you get an extra from LAR, degree of success.
Gotcha. So translation progress 60.
Yippee, montage hero. Best 50 merit ever spent. Actually, a lot more than that at this point, but so we're currently at 1812 progress from the roll. Call that solid. And you said 10 million for, I'm guessing, like a regular sized planet, Matt?
Yep.
I'm assuming a gas giant's a lot more.
No, it's about the same. It's about density of data. Gas is a little easier to read. Although if it's moving quickly, that can add difficulty. Because you're like, I got a snapshot of whatever the fuck that was. Now it's gone.
I'm back.
That's what the calibration module is for.
Yeah.
So, the 40 merit that's put into the science station, Matt, can that help give more progress to Chung Po? And then the 40 merit for the communication station, more progress for Casey? Because you haven't really defined what that merit does.
It is, yeah.
Well, what did you want it to do when you originally put it in?
So originally I wanted the 40 swiftness merit to go into the calibration module. Which then would do something. In this case, we'd want it to...
You'd have to build it. You'd have to build it from base. So you need build it from swiftness. Actualize, and then you upgrade it with selects.
Okay, well, there's 40 merit worth, I suppose, for so the actualize would be the first 5.
Yep.
On it, and then a 5, 10, 15 would be 30. That'd be 35 total, and then 5 left over for another day.
Sure.
So, actualize. What does the actualize do in this case? Casey, what do you think would be a good actualize for your communication station?
So I'm already giving a lot of progress.
Mhm.
And it's a station that would be needing to be manned for an entire run. So maybe something that helps actually reduce my fatigue whilst on there gained.
You would only have to maybe not fatigue per se, but because you're still going to be fatigued going through the polygons. The polygons are way more dense and more difficult to discern than other data you've been going through.
But he's not going through it. He's
Yeah,
just
I'm not going
giving
through the
information.
calibration. Yeah, I'm just directing the information.
Well, then you wouldn't gain fatigue from just the machine would just be running. You would only be analyzing the snapshots and then putting it into the machine, and then you would have to process all the stuff that the catalog doesn't identify, and then send it to LAR. So that you're basically running a terminal.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't
But
really
I'm doing that
gain
for, like,
fatigue.
days straight.
Yeah, well, days straight, of course, you'll gain fatigue after a while, but
Like resonance or like ways to improve the sound wave that's getting hit, like a faster sound wave maybe, or like
More snapshots, because as you were saying, difficulty with fast moving things might come up.
yeah, you can increase the number of shutter catches that it does. You would need a mind select and then some other stuff for it to process multiple things at the same
Oh,
time.
mind select as well. Okay.
So
Well,
if
we
you
have
wanted to
one
process
5 extra,
multiple snapshots at the same time, you'd have to invest the same set of materials for each processor to run simultaneously.
Okay, but a mind select could add another processor.
Mm-hmm.
So that means additional roll for
Actually, it'd
Casey?
be a mind actualize with a
Okay.
spirit select to link them.
Okay.
But you'd need the same set of materials you used for the original processor.
Or it could have a separate set of materials.
Well, it's the same set. You'd need to invest another grouping of one each.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it wouldn't consume for the run, would it?
No, they
You
would
have
just
to
be
have
part of the
it, yeah.
database.
Yeah. it's
It would be
that's
its comparison samples.
Yep. Which you could then take out at the end of the run.
No, once you put them in there, they're in there. But you only need one set.
Oh. Okay, so it keeps samples that don't get consumed.
Well, it gets its original set that you give it. It doesn't consume those samples, but you can't take them out because that's what it uses to analyze the snapshots.
Okay. Makes sense.
Now, the machine will never be able to process what it doesn't have a sample of. So if you don't have another black hole mote or a sun mote or any of those other things, it'll give you an error. It'll go, I don't know what the fuck it is. Even if Lars sees it before and tells it what it is, without that sample, it won't be able to ever process it. So, incentive to go get more really rare cosmic resources.
I just see what I see an issue being is that we're going to continue if we get more processors, we're gonna need more resources. Unless we have one main one that other
Yeah,
ones,
you can have the one big dick one that processes the really rare stuff.
Yeah.
And then we
Maybe
just have
that's a good way to look at it. It's like a GPU compared to a CPU. So the CPU is the big dick one, like you said, that we put the rare resources to, and then we have.
And then you just Bitcoin mine all the easy stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Let's see.
we can invest Stardust into the range of the communication system so that we could potentially assess multiple things at once, like multiple bodies, so that we're not having to do the 54 progress or however much for the run all at one roll at a time. Get through more of it
You guys want to build it?
at a time.
So the first thing let's do is we have this is our current stockpile for basic resources. So it's going to take so
2 of each of those?
3 of each because there was 3 modules made. And Matt required 3 1 each of each kind. So there's going to be so that's going to be, and let's say we do this extra one too. So let's do 4 total. So it's going to be 10. That's going to be 5. It's going to be 20. And then
Chun Pose also doesn't require an investment of each of those, though.
Oh, I thought his did. His filing system.
Does the filing system?
I think that it was like mentioned, but there was not a definitive yes or no. Matt, did you want both of my file and the processing to require one of each?
One of each of what?
What we have listed. The different types of Ethereum, Hydrum, Serum, and Gaium.
Well, you just need one sample of each. So you don't need like a set of like multiple of each. You just need one of each. So you definitely want to Gaium because it's different than all its separate parts.
I was about to.
Yep. Nebulum and charge nebulums are different.
Yes.
Mm,
Special resource.
mm.
But are we likely to even find Charge Nebulum out in space? Unless, I guess we could find another cultivator world.
Well, there's also space creatures,
Oh, sure.
and when they undergo cosmic tribulation, usually there's a cosmic what do you call that? Like a nebulum that forms, and it's
Okay.
filled with lightning. So yeah, there's definitely a resource worth investing there.
Now, what I want to know is it just one each and that's it, or is it one each per time that we're rolling to get more progress?
Not that.
Gosh, no, it's just that'd be you'd be unable to do that. You just have one each. Period.
Understood.
My question is: it the modules we're making? Is it per module?
Per module, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So all right. So it is back to. Okay.
Yeah, per anything that's linked to any of these what you're building this current setup, any module from any station requires a set. Because otherwise it's like they have different firmware.
Going forward or all previous ones?
Going forward and all previous.
Okay.
So if you want, but a station doesn't have to have its own set if you're not going to have it linked to the system. But it does if you link it. But that's only like one Terram, one Hydrum, one Aethrum, one Nebulum, one Gaium type of thing. However many you want to do. It's just one of.
Mm-hmm. But
one Stardust.
if we have, Stardust. That we definitely want that in the list of things we're investing.
Yeah.
So I guess the issue comes into play here is that if it's based off of previous ones, we're going to have to start from the beginning, and we don't have enough resources to go do this for all previous upgrades.
Oh, you mean per upgrade?
That's a module in this case. A station is what I think you were thinking of.
Yeah.
Modulars are the Stardust upgrades you put.
Well, if you want the modules to help, you'll have to invest.
Okay,
but
because for
you
example, one of them, just as an example for what we were just doing, one of them's a ×5, but that's like the 5th purchase for Lyron Station.
Base upgrade. So if you have multiple upgrades and it's just improving the same upgrade, you only need one set. But if it's a different upgrade to the terminal, that's fine. I think upgrade trees. You only need to upgrade or invest in the base upgrade. Any additional upgrades also apply.
Okay.
So if you have Lyron Station, which has 5 upgrades to the same thing, you only need to upgrade that once or invest in it once because it's the same upgrade.
So if we do, this is only for progress-based things too, right?
Yeah.
This isn't if we were doing a run.
Yeah.
This is more of just okay.
So consider those on Lyron Station. He has one module that gives him a multiplier. The other ones are just called upgrades. So he only has one module, 4 upgrades.
Okay.
And it'll be a second module for the calibration thing.
A second module for the calibration thing. So each new tech tree is a module. Every time you upgrade it, it's just an upgrade to the tech tree. And you only need to invest in the tech tree.
Sure. Second question. If we're doing a run and I have my fate stuff, can I still apply that without having this firmware upgrade?
You probably want some sort of fate resource. Because, a lot of planets you don't really detect fate per se. But the really rare planets that may have a fate to it, like duality, you could see it with your Dharma eye, but it wouldn't be part of your data collection.
Okay.
Yeah, big project. Lots of resources. Lots of time.
Okay, so Chung Po is going to be 2, and Lyron is going to be 2 so far because of the way the upgrade schema works. I'm not going to upgrade any of mine yet. So let's just get this running so we can actually start to get resources, because we're going to run out of resources before we can even do anything.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay.
So we have to, but we have to research or do some of the, I guess, progress beforehand, or we have to do a run that isn't for planets to start the progress. Because currently,
we can do progress though from the observatory, so that's no problem. We can get data points. We already have the internet available.
You don't have to do runs. You have a catalog of things you've already observed, which you can go to the observatory to look at again.
Yes, but we're not earning any dosh from that.
No.
Okay. All right, back to what I was doing originally, 2 and 2. Chung Po is his my 2 he just made, and Lyron is the his time DOS and the calibration. So that's gonna be I'm gonna okay, all right. So I'm gonna need a Gaiam for each as well. Fuck. Okay, so this is without Gaiam. 4, 5, 20. All right, and this is with Gaiam. Each, so 6, 11, 16, and that's going to give us 4 Gaiam each. The second aspect, we don't have enough materials of.
Because we. Yep. We have 0 charge Gaiam?
We haven't even run into charge Gaiam yet before.
Okay.
We have 0 singularity motes. We have, I do believe, 4 Ethereum. We have 7 star motes, so I could put a star mote in each one of these things.
Sure enough.
We have 11 nebulum charges, and we only have 1 dark nebulum charge. And we can put 4 Stardust. 4 Stardust. 4 NC. 4 Star. Star. Okay. All right, I'm doing the subtraction. Oh, all right, so A H T G Stardust let's see. Okay, cool. All right, we can try this again. The way we were doing it before. On the plus side, what we have currently is what we kind of the threshold we need to keep going. You know what I mean? Like we're only working
Mhm.
on smaller things anyway that have these resources. We're working our way up. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
The Nebulum charges are the only special resource that isn't usually included in star modes as well. But Stardust is the base. So okay, we can continue.
This is good.
This is good. Very good.
Okay. So
I need a roll.
yeah.
So I'm going to
So
give
from
myself
32.
a plus 200 from another 20 key. Or 40 key, sorry. And I'm going to double that from your thing to give 40. That's not going to fucking matter much. And 30.
It will. Every bit counts.
51 times 4. 204. It's more.
There we go. 86.
Chungpo, do you want to do yours as well?
Well, let's see. Are we talking just a regular run, or are we doing
We're not doing runs at all. We're
Translating.
putting
Learning.
data points in. Yeah.
learning things?
Matt, can you put in our
can.
progress bar for stuff? I know our big one's 10 mil.
So.
Once when we have enough data points to instantly translate an asteroid, does that just automatically add progress for the later stuff afterwards?
No, it just because you're not analyzing it, and you're just using the database
To just instantly know what it is.
Yeah.
But I thought you said it would add on to each other. So wouldn't that 1K been the 1K at a 5K kind of deal?
No, because you're just using the database because you're not adding more progress. Adding more progress means you're analyzing new things. You're adding to the database. The database is always a flat number, and as long as the progress you need to reach is less than the progress you have, it just analyzes it, but it doesn't add because it already has those.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Okay.
But it's not like each of these are separate progress, though. It's just once we have gotten 1K
It's 50K.
in the
Yeah. It then analyzes it. Once you get to 50k total, you'll have analyzed all 10 of those objects.
That's specifically asteroids.
Well, 50k is the planets, or is that?
Like a comet or
Oh, for asteroids. Okay. Okay. Well, we have gotten. $17, $20.
we need a Chung Po roll, and
Yes.
I need to do a roll.
Plus.
We need 2 Chung Po rolls and 1 roll for me to catch up.
No. You just did the celestial. Oh. Yeah, no, you already did yours for this one. We're waiting on.
Perfect. I thought you'd roll another one.
Yeah, I've only rolled celestial gravatics once. Another thing, I can only provide 60 per. So plus 30 here. Submit. Yeah.
Well, 60 per is still not a bid. 16 is 64? No. 32. 64. Yeah, 64.
Okay.
So we're at 3,800 progress so far. We have small asteroids. We good. That is 2 of our 7 rolls if we're taking 3 fatigue for this.
Sounds good.
And I can spend 24 key on 3 of my rolls in a DTS. So let's do my next one. Alrighty. So we need gravatics and the assess.
And another celestial gravatics roll.
Yes.
Oof. 9.
Oh man, we got the less small asteroids now. And then minus 120, that's 612 that I currently have additional now. For these last 4. 26. I mean, is this generating qigong, like some variety of machine might, Matt?
You mean like a qigong machine?
Yes.
What? Those don't exist.
We're making.
Well,
Pull
we're
yourself
making
together,
them.
man. Pull yourself together, man.
The giant
Um,
conspiracy.
Well, I mean, if it's a qigong machine, it can't possibly work. So just give up.
Much like perpetual motion, it doesn't exist. It's against the laws of qigong.
Yeah, pretty much. Ugh. Um, let's see. You know, the funny part is, you'll need to tell me the question again because I got focused on the Qigong machine. You made me forget, you asshole.
What was the question?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, the question was in regards to the Qigong machine. I didn't know that there was another one afterwards.
You can't have one. No Qigong machine for you.
Oh man.
Well, what if I made some artifice that utilized Qigong?
Well, you're not going down the path of artifice.
Yes, I am.
You're-
I've got a catalyst or whatever the heck, a genius,
Essence.
an
You have
essence,
of mechanical
an
heart.
essence of mechanical heart.
I suppose, but that would require some. Actually, I don't think I'd call it the Qigong machine. I just call it the Qigong robot. Just to spite you.
Well, see, what if it isn't a robot though?
Device.
Ah, yes, the Qigong device. It's got a nice ring to it as well.
Not nearly as cool as the other one.
It isn't, which is why I have to aspire to it. My magnum opus. Okay, okay. I think our progress is I guess we haven't spent even like 6 hours on it yet, but this is still concerning. How many days left of Stardust do we have?
We got enough.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to hit that jackpot. Waiting for the jackpot. I don't know times it by 4. Gorgeous.
Gonna be crazy.
See what it is right now, actually.
And a gravatics roll, perhaps.
Sure.
It's actually not that much.
It's total of 30? Or no, 40. Is multiplied by
Yeah.
4.
75, 48. Okay. And then we have to do here. Let's just each do because that was roll 4, right?
Yes.
Let's just do 3 rolls each here, real quick, because we're not going to get to 10 million in this DTS anyway.
No.
So
You're our closest. Unless you utilize some of that merit, I don't think we're going to get any closer to our current situation.
I'm just taking a look and seeing how close we can get right now with this DTS, and then we can figure out.
you said 3 celestial gravatics? Or
7
Yeah,
rolls total.
3.
Yeah.
Bam. 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 Okay, so 13,
8
30, or no.
plus 70. Plus 13 plus 9 plus 13 times 4. And we have the we don't have the celestial objects rolls yet.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, I was doing a macro.
Oh, got it.
1.
I can't do a macro for this because it's
Yeah. Well, actually, I think you could honestly.
I could. Well, the first 3 rolls have 24 key invested, and then the last ones don't have
yeah,
any.
yeah. So, 1, 2, 4, 3. Aha! I did it. 1.
Is that? Oh, that's already multiplied. Okay. 48 plus.
40, 20. Still do the plus.
You could also sandwich, right?
I suppose I could sandwich.
Oh, why is one of them so much worse than the other?
Because I didn't add the key bonus. So 40, 80. I've eaten all I can for today.
Got it. Okay, we're at 12,476.
Aha! Look at that progress.
So that is a DTS.
And then
And then
the next one we would need would be
Oh,
50K. And it
10
goes from
divided by 12,476. Currently, it'll take 801 DTS to get to where we're going.
and how many?
This isn't
Let's see,
gonna
how many
work.
DTS is it before the tournament?
Well, we're running into the issue of I'm pretty sure we're going to run out of Stardust before the tournament anyway.
Okay, and then when that happens, Duality dies.
I think that Orrery gets eaten, or we get eaten.
It's like a loan shark. Think of it like that.
Well,
Good
another thing
analogy.
is, do you remember the mechanics around the numbers that the special monster has?
Oh yes.
7 and 9.
Yes.
So only when those numbers are rolled does he progress, and you have to pay. That was the major bottleneck that the Emperor of Progress put it under. So you didn't have to constantly feed it. So as long as the numbers 7 and 9 aren't rolled, and 79, well, 79 is the special number. That's the one where it advances. You have to pay it, but you also get all that progress that's been built up.
That's a lump sum though. So the only other
Yeah.
thing I could do is re-roll, right? So
Yeah.
it's like because right now it's 1,485 Stardust, right?
Mhm.
Because it I suppose it
Yeah,
doesn't eat it
but it
every
doesn't
day.
go every
It's-
day anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
only when special numbers are rolled does it move.
but it's still
Yeah, but
eating
that can happen
every
multiple
day's
times in a
worth.
day then.
Correct. But you can always try and use something to re-roll it, or use a narrative point to
Yeah.
suppress it.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Okay, so the Stardust hasn't been eaten yet. It just might get eaten, is why we
It
have to
might get
specify.
eaten, yeah.
Okay. However, that's still 801 DTS to get this translation done
So
as it stands.
the only way I see this working is if we invest merit, because like we discussed on how you would make another processor to get another roll, but we would need to spend more
Of everything we put in, which would cut
we
it
can do one
down.
more. Yeah, we can do one more for sure.
We can do another processor, which would be Is that all of the? That's all but 5 of the merit that is currently invested in it that would be used.
Oh no, that was including the 5 because we needed a mind select or something.
Oh, okay. So it'd be all 40 to effectively double my rolls for this.
I could do more merit. I still have Tesseract merit to spend. And we haven't done Chung Po's yet either.
Yeah. So I think what Chun Pose could do for the merit would be cut down the actual total that we need, as it is a more efficient language translation. Because even like,
also, yeah, I was thinking either efficiency or allow Chung Po to actually start like building it. You know what I mean? Like his roles go to building up the program, which
instead
then
of the
progress.
filling up the database.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chun Po's roles would effectively be a further multiplier on ours.
Right, because
Eventually.
yeah, he just needs data to actually make it more efficient.
And we're providing
faster.
data.
Yeah.
Because adding Chun Po's roles to this progress is not particularly helpful if I'm doubling mine as well at that point. Because beforehand it was still like 10% of the amount, which is adds up, but 5% is less helpful in 800 DTS when it could
That
instead
1 in
be
20.
Yeah. Like it still does something. That's another chunk off the time, but I think that with 40 merit we could make it so that you're doing something different than just providing progress that helps more to actually achieve this.
I like the idea of limiting the maximum or lowering the maximum
Yeah.
because I think that would be, depending on what it is.
But yeah, like making a more efficient language translation is basically what that would be.
So I'm still feeling under the weather.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stop here. I'm going to do
Sounds
the
good.
same for the evening group. I think next week I'll have recovered enough that we can do the 5 hours again.
You are sounding a whole lot better.
I
So
am
that's-
sounding a whole lot better, but
Well,
I'm
still
still
being
in
quiet is not
process.
good. Yeah.
Heal.
Well, I'm just saying that you don't sound like you're dying anymore. So that's good.
Yes, that has been very pleasant. But
Either way, then, thank you for your time.
of course.
801 DTS, though.
Yeah.
Technically 802 to actually get it, but yeah.
We could do something else for half of that DTS.
So you also have to figure out what you guys want to do during the tournament, and you can figure out what that is before the tournament arrives. If you do some,
Oh, we're just gonna crash a spaceship on the combatants.
oh man, why didn't I think of that?
Flip the table.
And they'd be like, "Man, that's not a sword," and then we'd say that the ship's name is the Great Sword. Easy, it's a sword.
Biggest sword.
Biggest sword. You guys just didn't think large enough. This is my weapon. Drives a bus into the guy.
And then all the weapons on the ship are called pointy swords
Well, of course.
or shooty swords.
Well, we've got the orbital strike cannon, which we can just call the rapier. It's like it's long and pointy from space.
Fire the space needle. All right. Thank you guys. I'm gonna
It will soon.
recover.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So
Till next time.
speaking of the orbital strike cannon, we could plug that into this assessment system so that we can pinpoint people a whole lot easier.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't mind considering a dude shot me from planet, launched it, curved the bullet. I wouldn't mind an orbital cannon.
We already have one. It's just we want to make it more accurate. We haven't shot it yet, so we don't know how accurate it already is. But
Yeah,
Extra
please.
accuracy.
cool. Well, farewell, everyone.
So much
Thank you for playing.
Of course, thank you for hosting.
Alright. If you have questions and stuff, please post them in chat or send me a private message.
Cool. We'll have to figure out what we're actually doing with the merit before next time, which will be
Solid.
posted in probably the Riveth rake or in chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check it, because we are the Aqua team.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.